Okay, so I just got off shower, so I'm sorry for looking like wearing this very ripped off pajama, but I just had a thought in my mind that I wanted to share right now. Like for a long time or for the past few years, I've been very alone just posting stuff on YouTube. And sometimes I wasn't even doing that. I was just alone in my parents' basement. But for the past few months, I've been active in like different groups that advocate for Palestinian liberation and other social justice causes. I've been going to not just going to protests. I did that even when I was alone, but I've been like active in different groups and sometimes like helping people organize. Well, that's that comes off a little bit too formal for what I'm doing, but anyways, I've been like connecting with some people in that circles, and I'll probably continue doing that. And the people there are like some of the nicest people that I've ever interacted with in my entire life. So I love them all. But sometimes like I sign up to tasks, and like to be fair, it's not that like they are pushing the tasks onto me. I'm signing up to the tasks. So I'm not accusing anyone of anything. If anything, I'm accusing myself of some things. But like when I sign up to tasks, I like it. Even though it's myself that I signed up to it, sometimes like I have like anxiety about it. Like, oh, am I doing this right, or shouldn't I be doing much more, or you know things like that. And like when you are alone, you didn't have those kind of anxiety, right? So I sometimes wonder, was it better if I just continued being alone and not try to like connect with other people like I am doing right now? I have those thoughts. But when I look back at when I was alone and not connecting with other people, I felt like immense amount of loneliness. And that may be harder for me than like connecting with other people, but sometimes having anxiety. Like life is not easy for anyone, and people, you are gonna have anxiety no matter what. Like, obviously different people have different levels of anxiety, but you have to get used to it and live a social life, or else you're just gonna die alone. That's like the thing. So obviously sometimes I need time alone. And like for the past 2 days I haven't really gone outside of walking with my dog. So I'm gonna, take a lot of time alone still. But sometimes, humans are at the end of the day social creatures, and there's no, like, even the most introverted people in this planet sometimes need some amount of social interaction, or else you're gonna feel very isolated and feel very depressed. That's how human brains are structured. So it's really important. Like, I sometimes wonder, like, why am I not an incel? Because like I'm like the typical stereotypical. I have like stereotypical characteristics. Like if you ask a random guy down the street, what do you think incel looks like? They would probably say, oh, they are in like 20s, or like these young men that are really isolated, doesn't have friends, terminally online, and is radicalized and has misogynistic thoughts and engage in misogyny and like things like that, they would probably say things like that. And with the exception of the last factor, I have them all. Like I'm just a 21-year-old living in my parents' basement. Didn't have any friends until very recently for the long past few years. So, I guess I have friends now, so I don't, apply to that factor anymore. Yay. But, yeah, I was like that for a long time. But I was like kind of radicalized in a different way than these incels. I I seek truth, and like I don't like bigotry, and I acknowledge that I'm not the real oppressed. Like I'm not really oppressed in any way, shape, or form, other than like when I'm a fucking like East Asian living in Canada. So like in that sense, like as a East Asian person, like I'm an ethnic minority in that sense, but not really. Like I'm cisgender heterosexual male that lives in the global north. So in that sense, I'm not really like how do I say it? Like there are marginalized people that are suffering, and I don't view feminism as enemies. Like if that makes sense. Like I don't hold these incel views that feminism is the cancer of this world, blah blah, or something like that. And that's why I was like able to um get out of that isolated place, right? Like I had the courage to go outside and break through this, and I'm still in the I guess in the process of breaking out of this isolated environment that I had been in for the past few years. But I have to break through, or else I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life. So, if there are any like people that are anyone that's going through really isolated times, and you are really like losing hope in humanity and just don't want to interact with anyone, I was in that place too. So I understand you, I hear you. Please comment down below. um Everyone deserves to be happy. Everyone deserves to have a friend, and everyone is gonna have a friend if they try. Every human being has something, like someone that is going to like them, and vice versa too. Like everyone is gonna meet someone that they don't like. Unfortunately, like that's one of the important teachings in Buddhism. Like you like one of the eight hard truths that Buddhism teaches is that people, like you meet someone that you end up hating, but that's just the truth, and you have to live with it and cope with it, right? And there are people that are gonna love you, and love your neighbors, love your friends. Like at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Like Christianity teaches these things, Islam teaches these things, Buddhism teaches these things, atheist friends believe in these things as well. Most atheists believe in these things. Like everyone, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what religion you are, even if you like are different religions. Like love is all that matters, right? Like that's what saves the world. So like I really believe that. It might come off like really, how do you say, like corny, or I don't know, but that's like all that matters. And you just have to seek friendship and break out of your cell and have that courage to do that. And I'm in the process of doing that, and I've kind of succeeded because I have some friends, and I'm going to college from September. So hopefully that would be the next step for me.